Look at your current desk setup. Are you thinking about pulling the trigger on a new Mac soon? Well, stop. Put your wallet away right now, because I just watched a breakdown of the newest supply chain reports, and honestly, my jaw is on the floor. Apple is doing something so weird with the next Mac Mini that it almost feels like a prank. We all thought this past summer was the golden window for a new drop. The M5 chips are already floating around out there in the wild, so a summer Mac Mini refresh felt like an absolute lock. But summer came, and all we heard from Apple was crickets. Nothing. Well, after doing some digging into the same Bloomberg leaks myself, it turns out they didn't just push the release date back a few weeks. They literally threw their entire playbook out the window. They are trying to solve a huge bottleneck right now, and their solution is going to completely mess with your head. So here is the crazy part. To keep up with all the wild AI stuff happening on Windows computers right now, Apple is totally ditching their normal chip naming rules. Normally, you buy a computer and you get a base chip, and then a Pro version of that exact same chip. Not this time. The reports are saying the standard Mac Mini is going to get the brand new M6 chip, but the expensive, high-end version is going to be stuck with the older M5 Pro. Yeah, you heard me right! Two totally different generations of silicon mashed into the exact same product launch. At first glance, it makes absolutely zero sense. Why would the cheaper computer get the M6, while the pricey one gets the older M5 Pro? Well, it all comes down to memory management and keeping things cool. Apple is apparently redesigning how their unified memory talks to the processor, just so these little boxes can run crazy heavy AI tasks without totally freezing up. And thanks to that little vent design on the bottom, these things will be able to run hot and fast without turning your bedroom into a sauna. When these benchmark numbers finally drop online, a lot of bulky, expensive Windows rigs are going to look super embarrassing. But hold on, before you get too excited and start throwing money at your screen, there is a pretty massive catch. You are going to be waiting a very, very long time to actually buy one of these. The whole timeline got completely derailed by a massive global RAM shortage. Apple actually had to scrap their original launch window entirely, and now the insiders are pointing to a late 2026 holiday release. So yeah, they are holding this back as a huge surprise drop for the end of next year. But honestly, after seeing what they are packing inside this tiny little box, waiting a few extra months is a total blessing in disguise. Let us talk about what you are actually getting. If you edit videos or mess with heavy graphics, you are going to love this. The M6 base model is going to be your ultimate daily driver, perfect for web browsing, schoolwork, and normal office tasks. Then the M5 Pro steps in for the heavy 3D rendering and giant multi-stream video projects. The base model is bringing Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and a totally beefed up neural engine. That means all the creepy, smart Apple Intelligence stuff will run locally right on your desk. You do not have to beam your private documents to some random cloud server just to use the AI tools. It all stays completely safe on your own machine. But guys, here is the absolute best part of the whole leak. Apple is finally, mercifully, ending the biggest tech scam of our generation. The new base model will start with 512 gigabytes of storage. Yes, the 256 gigabyte drive is finally dead and buried. No more buying a shiny new computer, booting it up, and instantly realizing you have to tape a giant ugly external hard drive to the top of it just to download your basic software. They are finally fixing the dumbest mistake in their lineup. And man, it is about time. They are also keeping the stuff we actually like. The front-facing USB-C ports and the headphone jack are staying right there on the front, so you do not have to do weird desk yoga just to plug in a flash drive. And if you buy the M5 Pro version, you are getting those crazy fast Thunderbolt 5 ports on the back to run all your giant monitors. Okay, now take a deep breath, because all this good news comes with a price tag. Literally. Because of the global memory shortage and the doubled storage space, the price is jumping up. The old base model was an absolute steal at $599. But the new leaks say this M6 version with 512 gigs is going to start at $699 or maybe even $799. And if you want the M5 Pro, you might be waiting even longer, because those high memory setups are super hard to build right now with the industry shortages. Oh, and I have to mention the funniest part. They are not changing the metal shell at all. Which means yes, that incredibly stupid power button is still hiding completely flat on the bottom of the machine. You still have to pick the whole thing up like a weird little hockey puck just to turn it on. People are going to cry about it on the internet, but let us be real for a second. When was the last time you actually completely shut down a Mac desktop? You probably just put it to sleep like the rest of us. If lifting my computer once a year means I get an M6 chip and 512 gigs of storage, I will happily flip the thing over. So that is the real reason the Mac Mini is missing in action right now. Apple got slammed by parts shortages, but they are using the delay to finally fix the storage problem. So I want to hear from you guys. Is $799 worth it to finally get 512 gigabytes of space right out of the box? Or would you rather they kept it at $599 and stuck us with that awful 256 gig drive? Let me know down in the comments.